Dreaming wide awake. This is the life I make. I don't need a holiday to make me feel this way.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Listen up to the chance, you can see it today, take a live like it's no tomorrow. Give it time and you'll find there's a rule, there's a rhyme, move along and the rest will follow.
I suppose, like many people who have lived a long while, who've seen a lot of things take place, and who still want to see where we're going, I am among those who are finding it pretty difficult to talk these days in the first place.
I would remind all Americans at this hour of the words of Abraham Lincoln, "A house divided cannot stand."
When it comes to fire safety, the message is the same in every language. Close the door.
close the door.
סגרי את הדלת.
Feche a porta.
Guanmen,
Ferme potla.
Закрывайте дверь.
Closing a door behind you when escaping a fire will trap the fire, prevent it from spreading, and save lives.
Cierra la puerta.
Sanmun,
Zamknij drzwi.
दरवाजा बंद करो.
Daga Beba.
Visit fdnysmart.org for fire safety information available in more than 100 languages. And remember,
Κλείστε την πόρτα.
Isara ang pinto.
Chiude la porta.
문을 닫으십시오.
close the door.
for Public Housing creates resources and relationships to enhance opportunities and quality of life for New York City Housing Authority residents while uplifting the importance of public housing to our city. 1 in 15 New Yorkers call NYCHA home in over 300 developments throughout the 5 boroughs. The Fund for Public Housing develops programs and invests in opportunities for NYCHA residents in leadership, community health, workforce skills, and economic mobility, while recognizing the potential of the more than 100,000 NYCHA youth who are our future leaders. For more information, go to www.fundforpublichousing.org.
I'm dreaming wide awake. This is the life I make. I don't need a holiday to make me feel this way.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Listen up to the chance, you can see it, you can dance, you can live like there's no tomorrow. Give it time and you'll find there's a rule, there's a rhyme, move along and the rest will follow.
I suppose, like many people who have lived a long while, who've seen a lot of things take place, and who still want to see where we're going, I am among those who are finding it pretty difficult to talk these days in the first place.
I would remind all Americans at this hour of the words of Abraham Lincoln, "A house divided cannot stand."
We shine like stars, like
When it comes to fire safety, the message is the same in every language. Close the door.
Close the door.
סגרי את הדלת.
Fechi a porta.
Guanmen.
Ferme potla.
Закрывайте дверь.
Closing a door behind you when escaping a fire will trap the fire, prevent it from spreading, and save lives.
Cierra la puerta.
Sanmun.
Zamknij drzwi.
Darwaja band karo.
Daga Beba.
Visit fdnysmart.org for fire safety information available in more than 100 languages. And remember,
Κλείστε την πόρτα.
Isara ang pinto.
Chiude la porta.
문을 닫으십시오.
close the door.
for Public Housing creates resources and relationships to enhance opportunities and quality of life for New York City Housing Authority residents while uplifting the importance of public housing to our city. 1 in 15 New Yorkers call NYCHA home in over 300 developments throughout the 5 boroughs. The Fund for Public Housing develops programs and invests in opportunities for NYCHA residents in leadership, community health, workforce skills, and economic mobility, while recognizing the potential of the more than 100,000 NYCHA youth who are our future leaders. For more information, go to www.fundforpublichousing.org.
I'm dreaming wide awake. This is the life I make. I don't need a holiday to make me feel this way.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Listen up, take a chance, you can take it, dance, you can live like it's no tomorrow. Give it time and you'll find there's a rule, there's a rhyme, move along and the rest will follow.
I suppose, like many people who have lived a long while, who've seen a lot of things take place, and who still want to see where we're going, I am among those who are finding it pretty difficult to talk these days in the first place.
I would remind all Americans at this hour of the words of Abraham Lincoln, "A house divided cannot stand."
When it comes to fire safety, the message is the same in every language. Close the door.
Close the door.
סגרי את הדלת.
Fechi a porta.
Guanmen.
Ferme potla.
Закрывайте дверь.
Closing a door behind you when escaping a fire will trap the fire, prevent it from spreading, and save lives.
Cierra la puerta.
Sanmun.
Zamknij drzwi.
Darvaja band karo.
Daga Beba.
Visit fdnysmart.org for fire safety information available in more than 100 languages. And remember,
Κλείστε την πόρτα.
Isara ang pinto.
Chiude la porta.
문을 닫으십시오.
close the door.
for Public Housing creates resources and relationships to enhance opportunities and quality of life for New York City Housing Authority residents while uplifting the importance of public housing to our city. 1 in 15 New Yorkers call NYCHA home in over 300 developments throughout the 5 boroughs. The Fund for Public Housing develops programs and invests in opportunities for NYCHA residents in leadership, community health, workforce skills, and economic mobility while recognizing the potential of the more than 100,000 NYCHA youth who are our future leaders. For more information, go to www.fundforpublichousing.org.
I'm dreaming wide awake. This is the life I make. I don't need a holiday to make me feel this way.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Listen up, take a chance, you can see it today, take a live like it's home tomorrow. Give it time and you'll find there's a rule, there's a rhyme, move along and the rest will follow.
I suppose, like many people who have lived a long while, who've seen a lot of things take place, and who still want to see where we're going, I am among those who are finding it pretty difficult to talk these days in the first place.
I would remind all Americans at this hour of the words of Abraham Lincoln, a house divided cannot stand.
When it comes to fire safety, the message is the same in every language. Close the door.
Close the door.
סגרי את הדלת.
Fechi a porta.
Guanmen.
Ferme potla.
Закрывайте дверь.
Closing a door behind you when escaping a fire will trap the fire, prevent it from spreading, and save lives.
Cierra la puerta.
Sanmun.
Zamknij drzwi.
Darvaja band karo.
Daga Beba.
Visit fdnysmart.org for fire safety information available in more than 100 languages. And remember,
Κλείστε την πόρτα.
Isara ang pinto.
Chiude la porta.
문을 닫으십시오.
close the door.
for Public Housing creates resources and relationships to enhance opportunities and quality of life for New York City Housing Authority residents while uplifting the importance of public housing to our city. 1 in 15 New Yorkers call NYCHA home in over
joining us here this evening to celebrate Caribbean and Caribbean American culture right here in Queens, the most diverse borough in New York City. Before I hand the mic over to our favorable MC, Dr. Mona Lisa Ferrari, I would like to thank my amazing committee at Queensborough Hall for their remarkable work in making sure this event came to life. Thank you to our amazing host, Queens Museum, our co-sponsors, Ponce Bank, Greater Jamaica Development Corporation, Resorts World, and one of our favorite networks live streaming us tonight, QPTV. Thank you to the Council Generals, the elected officials, and all of you sitting here with us tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause. And thank you to our honorees who have been so graceful and have worked so hard locally here in Queens, in New York, and abroad to make sure that our brothers and sisters get the services and the information and the resources that are needed. This evening's refreshments were brought to you by Golden Cross Queens Village, Hibiscus Restaurant, Satie's Roti Shop, La Baguette, and Bakewell. Thank you. We have a full program, so I will not hold us up any longer. So without further ado, please help me welcome Dr. Mona Lisa Ferrari.
Thank you, Tiff. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Much better. Welcome to Queensborough President Donovan Richards' inaugural Caribbean Heritage Celebration. First, let's give it up for Tiffany and the Queensborough President's Office for bringing us here together to celebrate this evening. My name is Dr. Mona Lisa Ferrari, and I am your MC for tonight. I am a woman of many things. I'm a proud mother, educator, community leader, media expert, philanthropist, and above all, a proud daughter of Haiti. My vision is to see a more united and unified Haitian diaspora, which is why I work relentlessly on building sustainable partnerships with many organizations here in the US, Haiti, Dominican Republic, and many Caribbean countries represented here tonight. All right, we have a full program, so let's jump into the celebration. Our first speaker knows a thing or more about a nonprofit and social service organizations overseeing the Queens Museum key initiatives with a particular focus on strategic planning, operations, and future growth. Help me welcome Deborah Whipheimer, Chief Operating Officer of Queens Museum.
I'll hand it off to Ebony. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much, Borough President Donovan Richards, for hosting this special event at the Queens Museum tonight. I'm Deborah Whipheimer, and I am delighted to welcome our esteemed elected officials, consuls general, honorees, and guests for this celebration of Caribbean heritage and for the celebration of the 60th anniversary of Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. This is UN Week, so I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that at the Queens Museum, we honor the history of this building, which was the former home of the United Nations, by celebrating our diverse communities and showcasing artists and performers from all over the city and the world. We strive to offer a cultural resource for all of our visitors, especially those from this amazing borough, the borough that hosts one of the largest Caribbean populations in the city. I'm thrilled to welcome you here, and I so look forward to tonight's performances. I can tell already, I saw everyone rehearsing, it's going to be amazing. So thank you again, Borough President, for all that you do for us at the Queens Museum, and for all the people in our borough. We adore you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wibheimer. We will now have remarks from a man who needs no introduction, a man who was raised right here in this borough, a man to whom I'm extremely grateful for being such a great friend to Haiti. I will not go into the details of what he has done for our migrants as they arrive to this country. He leads the education, healthcare, transportation, culture, and diversity in this borough. Please help me welcome Queens Borough President Donovan Richards.
Thank you, Mona Lisa. Let's give it up for her. And it's Queens in the house tonight. Oh, y'all don't sound like y'all in the house. It's Queens in the house. All right. Well, welcome to my first Caribbean Heritage Celebration, and it's truly an honor to do this on this evening. You know, I got elected about, feels like 19 months ago, and we couldn't do many of these events, obviously because of the pandemic, but it feels good to be back in person, and especially to kick off my first annual one right here at the Queens Museum, which is just a phenomenal institution that I'll talk a little bit more about in my remarks. But it's great to be here before you in Queens Museum, a multilingual, intergenerational jewel focused on arts and cultural programming right here in this borough. And I, of course, want to thank Sally and thank Deborah. They have been such, not only friends to this borough in celebrating the art and culture of this borough, but have really built this institution up and made it a place that welcomes each and every one of us. And I'm happy to also, I always have to talk about this, we're going to build a children's museum right here in this museum, so I'm very proud about the expansion we're going to do right here. Queens doesn't have one, and I got a 6-year-old. We gotta have stuff for our kids to do. I, of course, want to thank my event coordinator, Tiffany Eason. Let's give it up for her and all her hard work, and the coordinating committee and my staff for putting this celebration together tonight. To my partners in government on the state and city levels, our council generals, thank you for your work and for being here. And I know it's this week the UN Assembly is happening, so I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here as we work to make this world a better place. Of course, I want to thank our amazing MC once again, Dr. Mona Lisa Ferrari, a daughter of Haiti. Is Haiti in the house tonight? I know we have our general counsel, Sapase. All right. And I've been to Haiti, by the way. To all of our performers who will bring their best tonight, thank you. We look forward to all of the entertainment and performances tonight. And tonight I stand here before you as a proud Jamaican, just if you can tell, Jamaican American. I don't know if my father got here yet, but my auntie's in the house, and I am proud. And I was just speaking to my grandmother a little bit earlier. And you know, it's our story, right? You know, she came here, she was telling me when she was 27, got off the plane, didn't know where she was gonna go, but all she knew is that she was gonna fight for a better life for her family, try to achieve the American dream. And it's not bad that her grandson is now the first black man to be the Queensborough president, right? That tells you the story of us coming here, that we work hard, that Caribbeans are known for working extremely hard for their families. And of course, it was noted earlier, happy 60th anniversary of independence to Jamaica, and of course to Trinidad and Tobago. Let's give it up for their independence, because we know as we talk about independence that it was blood, sweat, and tears that went in to fight colonialism, and we're still doing a lot of that these days, but nothing is free in life. Freedom isn't free. There are folks who paid the ultimate sacrifice for us to be here today, and we celebrate them tonight. And tonight is all about celebrating all cultures and contributions we've made in the Caribbean and in America, and all that we will continue to achieve moving forward. I want to remind you that our greatness lies in our diversity, from island to island, country to country, all over the world, especially right here in the borough of Queens. I'm so proud of our Caribbeans and Caribbean Americans who contribute so much to the rich cultural tapestry of the borough we all call home. Those contributions include those made by my dad, who's a Jamaican immigrant, who just became a United States citizen 2 years ago. So I always joke, the first election he can vote in was mine. And I'm still, the jury is still out on whether he voted for me, because I gave him a hard time when I was coming up. My auntie knows the story. But let's just say prayer works, right, Bishop Blackwood? Caribbeans in New York and all over the world have contributed enormously to the vitalization and growth of this borough, with small businesses, cultural parades like this one, careers in the fields of healthcare, law, government, sports, education, and more. Because of those contributions and the connections between our borough and the Caribbean are so strong, it's only right that we celebrate every year to show the world how proud we are to be who we are and where we are from. I want to get this celebration going, so I will leave you with a small Jamaican proverb that I know many, if not all of you here can relate to. We're a small nation, but we're strong-willed, we're determined, and we refuse to be restrained by the boundaries of our small island. Before I get off this stage, I of course have to acknowledge the First Lady of Queens, Tamika Richards. If you may stand. Well, that's smart. See, I can get home peacefully tonight. A ride home would have been rough, but thank you, baby, for all your support. I could not do this without you. Thank you. And of course, I have to acknowledge our Deputy Borough President, Ebony Young. So we are doing it big in Queens. I wish all my Caribbean people many more decades of prosperity and freedom. And by the way, do not call me Borough President Donovan Richards tonight. It is Donovan Richards, Queens Borough President Donovan. So put a little Caribbean twist in it when you say it, because it's always in my heart. Thank you all. God bless you all. Enjoy the celebration. Be safe, and God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up once again for Donovan Richards, our borough president. I hope I did justice by the name. Donovan. Mommy, I said Donovan, man. All right, no. Our next performer has brought Trinidad and Tobago to us through his songs, Carnival Coming, and Extra for Carnival. Tonight, he will share his talents with us, Carnival to Queens Museum. Please welcome Count Robin.
I better use this one. Sure. Thank you. Good night, everybody. I know some people call me Shadow Brother, you know, but which is quite good to hear. Now this lady knows 2 songs that I forgot. So tonight I'm going to sing one for you. We have Trinidadians in here? Yeah. Good. Ready, music. I love them, but I pray them out. Trinidadians is a set of problem. Oh God, I pray them. Yes, I pray them. Trinidadians is a set of problem. They know all who breaking up. They know all who making up. Doris that cross going through a bitter divorce. John Vagabond son in jail, the raper man won out on bail. He prim daughter Roxanne, pretend for a married man. Oh Lord, Trinidadians, a ball of confusion. They love Millie and Lacouray. Now they have it to say, this Betty from Debe, have shadow to Tulbe, is what a pokey night and day. Commerce, that is a Trinidadian, minding people business. Congo and criticism, mobile and mamadism. I'm telling you, stinking habit, man, we full of it. I said, damn hypocrites. Oh God, I love them, but I afraid them. Trinidadians is a set of problem. Oh God, I pray them. Yes, I pray them. Trinidadians is a set of problem. Oh, yeah. Don't let that oh God. They know how this one broke and that one on coke. How Miss Hoity-toity, Joyce does make bacco tea. Man's well catch your wife Ethel, with man in motel, bad-minded, wicked Ingrid, get David deported. How Pat and Sharon, them two girls barren, look at man they get, ain't make a child yet. Oh Rihanna even, take away Sylvia husband, Jenna pregnant at all, is fryball, she got fryball. Gossip and scandal, propaganda and bacchanal, quick to mash up your married life. Carry news for your wife. I'm telling you, love to argue and shoo, and on them out on you. Oh God, I love them, but afraid them. Trinidadians is a set of problem. Oh God, I pray them. Yes, I pray them. Trinidadians is a set of no. Hey, oh God, oh. Hey mama, oh damn, bye, Lord, bye. Hey, yeah, oh Lord, pray. The God when you catch in hell, this bloody set, a blasted macacushet. When they see you, lady, want to put question to she, so disrespectful and damn disgraceful. Some worse than Judas, deceitful and biased. Some of them mine, rip up like fig leaf in crop time. Stinking attitudes, always have issues, laughing with stabbing you in the back. Worthless as worthless could be. Them is the worst enemy. They tell you run, stand up. They tell you stand up, run till you drop. I'm telling you, some of them born just to get on. Oh God, I love them, but I pray them. Trinidadians is a setup. Oh God, oh Lord, I pray them. Yes, I pray them. Trinidadians is a setup problem. Oh, yeah. Oh God, oh la 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 la. Ah, hey, hey. Ah, hey, hey, ho, ho. They know all about your sex life. Who friending with who wife? Who's a lesbian? Who is a makume man? Who is a kunumunu? Who throw away child for who? Who walking obia and who taking Viagra? They say when Carol making bullshall, the girl don't wash the saltfish at all. It's smelling funkish, But soon as she finish, them fellas only krish, they just eat up all she selfish. Cause a woman love to cost your woman. Bring too much. Hold on, I read news for you while. I'm telling you. Yo, what? Don't let them see. Don't let them see. Oh, God, I love them. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, I pray. Oh, God, oh, Lord,
Come on, give it up for Mr. Count. You know where you are. We're Caribbean. This is how we celebrate, right? That's how we do it on the Parkway, don't we? All right now. We will now take a minute to acknowledge our distinguished guests. Please stand and wave. I'm going to ask our local and state elected officials to please stand. Any elected officials in the house? Elected officials, going once, going twice, don't be shy. All right now, if you spot any of them, if they sneak in here, please let me know so we can acknowledge them, because we do owe them that honor and respect. And I am not one to honor people after they're dead and gone. It's while they're alive. At this point, we would also like to acknowledge our Consul General from Jamaica. Is he here yet? I'm going to ask them to please stand on stage so everyone can see them. And I'm going to ask our board president, Donovan Richards, to come up with his wife and shake their hands as they come up. I'm going to ask the Consul General of Trinidad, the Consul General of Haiti, St. Lucia, Bahamas, Barbados, St. Lucia, Belize, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, Montserrat, St. Kitts, and Nevis, right? St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Suriname and Antigua and Barbuda. And our photographer is taking a special shot for the delegation, and we're going to give them a minute each to bring special greetings from the islands that they're from.
Thank you. I guess I'm first. So on behalf of our President, His Excellency from the Popular Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mohamed Arfan Ali, I do want to wish our Borough President the best of luck. I know this is his first year, and he had a major challenge with COVID being here, but I want to say this to you. Knowing him from the past, I am so confident that you have just seen the beginning of him. There's a lot more to come of what he will do for Queens and for all of us here. So thank you so very much.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I bring greetings on behalf of the Prime Minister and the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Borough President, we congratulate you on your office, and we look forward to working with you. We have a large section of Bahamian diaspora in Queens, and we look forward to working with them to make sure that your term in office is very successful. Thank you very much again for having us.
In the name of the Asian Consulate of New York, I thank the Board President Donovan for inviting us today, and I provide that occasion to thank you and to keep going the good work you're doing. Thanks.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Borough President, Deputy Borough President, elected officials, distinguished guests, a special shout out to the steel band side there. You represent the gift that keeps on giving. God gave it to us and we keep giving it to the world. Yeah. I just want to say a big thank you for all the warmth, all the love that we feel at this special time in our history. I thank you to Borough President Donovan for being so warm and making us feel so special. This is a really special time. So God bless you all and God bless our Caribbean. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Maki Holder from the greatest country in the world, Barbados. Yeah. And the words, latest republic, don't forget it. Really appreciate being here, Borough President, First Lady, all elected officials. I actually live in Queens, and I've been waiting for something like this to happen. And I want to say to the CEO that I wanted to get in this building, and I want to thank you. This is a great event. Any event that celebrates Caribbean heritage is a wonderful thing. Caribbean people have contributed so much in so many ways to the development of these United States. And I especially want to salute you for this because we must elevate Caribbean people. We must never forget, as you said, the struggle. We must never allow it to happen that our contribution, our work and worth of our grandparents and those who have gone before and all of those who are here now goes untended, unnoticed. So this is a start. I'm happy to be here and I look forward to working with you, sir, and all others as we keep Barbadian, Jamaican, Haitian, right throughout the CARICOM region, our CARICOM heritage alive. Thank you.
I would certainly be remiss if I did not acknowledge our neighbor, the consulate from the Dominican Republic, and I'm going to ask him to please come forward.
Señores, buenas noches. Quizás no me entiendan, represento el Consulado Dominicano. Para mí es un honor estar con este grupo de hombres en este día, de hombres y mujeres laboriosos que realmente viven aquí en este país. Felicidades a cada uno de ellos del Consulado Dominicano y el Cónsul. Buenas noches.
Gracias.
Thank you, consulates, and once again, welcome. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for leaving your country. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us as part of this celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, our next performance represents the culture of the Caribbean island by cultivating and retelling Caribbean stories and legends for generations to come. They rekindle an appreciation for Caribbean culture and heritage amongst Caribbean and non-Caribbeans alike by engaging community members in New York and surrounding areas. Please help me welcome Brata Production folk singers. Keep clapping until they make it to the stage, please.
Lively up yourself.
Reggae's another bag.
Lively up yourself and don't say no. Ooh. Lively up yourself, 'cause I said so. You rock so, rock like you never did before. You dip so, come on and dip through my door. You come so, oh yeah, yeah. You skank so, ooh. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds push by my doorstep, singing sweet songs. A melody's pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. One heart. There is one question I really want to ask. One heart. Who has hurt all mankind just to save his own? Believe me. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Lively up yourself, it's gonna be alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Lively up yourself, it's gonna be alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Lively up yourself, it's gonna be alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Lively up yourself, it's gonna be every little thing is gonna be our feel alright.
Yes, indeed. Every little thing's going to be all right, especially here in Queens, having a borough president like Donovan. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also joined by a representative from Ponce Bank, QPTV, Caribbean Airlines, Resorts World, and Greater Jamaica Development Corps. Come on, let's give them a big round of applause. The show can't go on if we don't acknowledge the 60 years of independence of the esteemed Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. We will now have remarks by Marsha O'Brien, followed by Rose Dion Narine. Dion Narine? Dion Narine. As Miss Dion Narine is coming up, I want to acknowledge someone who was like an angel for me tonight. Miss Caldwell. Is she around? Wherever you are, thank you and I love you.
Wanton.
Everything good? Good, man. Everything cook and curry? All right, so his name is Donovan.
Donovan, man.
My name is Marcia.
Marcia.
Right.
Me know now.
All right. Okay, guys. Good night, everyone. Jamaicans have a saying, anywhere you go in the world, you must meet up one of them. The history of Jamaica over the past 500 years has been marked by the courage of the Jamaican people in their triumph, struggle for freedom and justice, by their unrelenting resistance and determination in the face of adversity and discrimination. Jamaica today has been built on a historical legacy of genocide perpetrated against the island's indigenous peoples, but we have persevered for over 300 years, contributing greatly to one of the largest islands in the Caribbean, Jamaica with Bud, and all over the world. We are a proud, free, and progressive nation in the heart of the Caribbean. That is why we're here to acknowledge and celebrate our 60 years of independence from the United Kingdom. The Jamaican national flag you see to my far left was adopted on August 6, 1962, and it is the only national flag in the world that does not contain any red, any white, or any blue. Remember that. Jamaicans in New York have contributed enormously to the vitalization and the growth of this borough with small businesses, cultural parades, careers in the fields of healthcare, law, government, sports, and education, with icons such as Harry Belafonte, Vice President Kamala Harris. That just gave me the chills. General Colin Powell, former New York Assembly member and current U.S. Ambassador to Jamaica, Nick Perry, former basketball player Patrick Ewing, boxer Mike Tyson, and Shadow, we do have Bob Marley, you know, and so many more. We recognize and pay tribute to Jamaica and all of you who foster Caribbean pride to enhance the profile of cultural diversity in our city. Our motto still remains strong. Out of many, one people means out of many, we are one people, one love. Miss Marcia, me thank you. One love. Are you enjoying yourselves? Wait till you see what's coming up next. Our next performer, is from my very own island. Alegba and Friends will bring you Rara. Yes, real Rara rhythm from my beloved island of Haiti. Alegba and Friends unites, heals, and keeps us moving with their music. Give it up for Alegba and Friends.
Check, check, check. Thank you so much for having us. Privileged to be here. Privileged to be here after those 2 years of COVID.
Ça, son zile charge à l'histoire. Zile m'tendez, il pas doué dominer en yé. Zile, c'est zile Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Zile a en yé, il peut te liberté tout côté souple. To the bridge. Côté une passé, nous mouriquons, mais nous pas jouer, ça mérite. Nous maltraitez nous, vous méprisez nous. Zile, c'est zile qui bat liberté. Nous pouvons tout zile, il va devoir dominer en yé. Zile t'a soufflé. Zile, Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Zile, Bookman, Douty. Mais nous pas joindre, ça mérite. Nous maltraitez nous, nous méprisez nous. Lord. C'est zile qui baille liberté. Zile a soufflé, il pas doué dominer en yé. Zile non en yé, c'est zile Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Zile ça, il pas gain droit. Côté de passé, mais nous pas joindre, ça mérite. Nous maltraitez nous, nous méprisez nous. Lord. Thank you so much. Jean yo pas sauver dans la cour la si ma gente te dit pas aller pas coûter Cause si la c'est pas mon qui parle. Oh, 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 oh. Tendez causer, tendez parler. Tendez causer, tendez parler. Si ma chaîne des îles parle, elle va coûter. Oh, regardez qui j'en perds au convoi et sauver à lui. Mais je ne passe un peu mieux, mais t'es un peu où y'a mon dos parole en bouche, li pas de l'eau. Tendez parler. Tendez causer, tendez parler. Si ma chaîne des îles parle, elle va coûter. Saint-Jacques Bala, chez Anguilla. Saint-Jacques Bala, chez Anguilla. Saint-Jacques Bala, chez Omodemwe. Saint-Jacques Bala, chez Anguilla. Saint-Jacques Bala, chez Anguilla. Saint-Jacques Bala, chez Omodemwe. Saint-Jacques Bala, chez Anguilla. Saint-Jacques Bala, chez Anguilla. Saint-Jacques Bala, chez Omodemwe. Saint-Jacques Bala, chez Anguilla. Saint-Jacques Bala, chez Anguilla. Saint-Jacques Bala, chez
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Alegba and friends.
Long live the Caribbean nation.
Yes.
Keep the pirates away.
Thank you so much, Alegba. It's always a pleasure to see you, brother. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring up Miss Rose Dionorine to the stage. You know, I do that when I'm taking attendance back in the days in the classroom. It still happens. Please pardon me. You see the borough president had to correct me, right? Please give me the perfect spelling or the perfect way of pronouncing your name.
Dionorine.
Dionorine, before I get off the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good evening, honorable guests, Trinbagonians, and our brothers and sisters from the Caribbean and the West Indies. This year, Trinidad and Tobago is celebrating 60 years of independence. This milestone is an opportunity for us Trinbagonians to reflect on the progress we made as a nation. Attaining the right of self-governance in 1962 signaled the start of a political growth and expansion of the Twin Island Republic. Through self-governance, we have significantly expanded our business and our education system and created notable cultural contributions to the world. Such as, in business, Trinidad and Tobago is the largest English-speaking Caribbean due to our natural gas and petrochemical production. The United States remained Trinidad and Tobago's largest trading partner. Additionally, Trinidad and Tobago led the charge to create and develop the Caribbean Common Market, CARICOM. In 2023, CARICOM will celebrate its 50th year. In education, everyone, regardless of race, religion, or class, has access to primary, secondary, and post-secondary education, and we are still developing this sector. In culture, we created and developed the steel pan, created soca music, chutney soca music, jamo music, rapso music, and yes, even parang music. Trinidad and Tobago demonstrates growth in the celebration of many religious festivals and cultural activities, and we have showed resilience through challenging times. Through it all, we have grown, and we continue to strive toward achieving greater success. Overall, our leaders have done an excellent job through the years to put us in good stead to further develop as a nation. We look forward to the next 60 years of innovation in culture, business, technology, and quality of living as an example for others to follow. Our motto is, together we aspire, together we achieve. Happy 60th Independence, Trinidad and Tobago. And I would like to say thank you so much to Donovan Richards for hosting the very first Caribbean Heritage Month from Trinidad and Tobago. I'm very proud, very happy. Thank you so much.
Because I haven't mastered the pronunciation, I'm going to say thank you, Miss Rose. You're beautiful like a rose. That was a great way of defending myself, right? Wonderful. Before we bring up our honorees for this evening, please help me welcome the first openly gay Indo-Caribbean dance artist in New York City. International dancer Zaman uses performing arts to promote Caribbean arts and Guyanese culture, along with the multiple intersectional identities of LGBTQ Caribbean immigrants in the diaspora. In June of 2013, Zaman was hospitalized after surviving a vicious attack in an anti-LGBT hate violence. It led him to mobilize LGBTQ activists and allies to organize and form the Caribbean Equality Project. They are also here with us tonight. Please help me welcome Zaman. Wow. Wasn't that incredible, ladies and gentlemen? Give it up one more time for Zaman. Notice I gave him a Jamaican version, which is Zaman, right? But this time I'm saying Zaman. Zaman. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Zaman. We have one more huge performance brought to us by Tropical Fit before we leave here tonight. They will bring us a little taste of Mars, Steel Pan, and more music for us to dance before we leave here. But before they grace the stage, we will have Board President Richards rejoin us to present proclamations to a new trailblazing, quite a few trailblazing leaders doing outstanding work all across the Caribbean and in Queens. Board President Donovan Richard and his First Lady.
Almost got scared you forgot. But before I introduce our honorees, I of course have to acknowledge my parents. So I want Carol and Donovan Richards Sr. stand up. Now, come on, they look like teenagers, don't they? They look like they were partying tonight. So great to now acknowledge some great leaders in our presence this evening. And, you know, I don't give out proclamations lightly. We don't give them out like water. We really do give these out to individuals we know who are serving our borough, serving our city at large as well. And I want to thank them for their contributions on tonight. So tonight I'm going to start with our first honorees, and I'm going to ask Brada Productions to come on up. And let me just say something about this organization, who I had the honor of working with, from my time in the city council. I've seen them grow tremendously, working with our senior centers, working in our schools, and I'm so proud of the work that they're doing to bring culture and arts as we see what's going on in the streets of our borough, especially we talk about keeping our young people engaged, keeping our seniors fit. Brada Productions has been such a steadfast leader in our borough in helping us accomplish all of that. So the proclamation tonight reads, whereas the people of the Caribbean have a rich cultural heritage that they have shared with people around the world, with Caribbean Americans being known for their many contributions to virtually every aspect of American society, and whereas by act of Congress and the proclamation of the President, Caribbean American Heritage Month has been celebrated annually in the United States since 2006. And whereas Caribbean Heritage is being celebrated in Queens this year with our event this evening. Whereas the distinguished Caribbean American organizations being honored during this celebration include Brada Productions, a performing arts organization that gives Caribbean and Caribbean American artists a visible platform to showcase their work and talents. And whereas founded by actor and singer Andrew Clark, let's give it up for Andrew. Remember one of our first meetings, and it was just a no-brainer, in May 2009. The goal of Brada Production is to entertain and educate its patrons and give voice to diverse experiences, performers, writers, and directors. And whereas Queens is most grateful for the significant positive impact Brada Productions has on our borough, and whereas on behalf of all 2.4 million residents of Queens, the world's borough, we salute and thank Brada Productions for all it does for our community and congratulate you in recognition on this day, September 13, 2022, on our Caribbean Heritage Celebration. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. So thank you, Board President Richards, for this honor. You know, as a cultural arts organization, I always say that the work that BRATA does is not necessarily sexy or mainstream. You know, oftentimes we forget our traditional culture, much like we forget our seniors. You know, we just lock them away in a senior center, and we have to remember that without traditional culture, there would be no contemporary culture. We stand on the shoulders of the traditions that started in Africa and made their way here to the Caribbean. You know, so thank you. So I think of a phrase by Marcus Garvey, I'm paraphrasing, that says, a people without a knowledge of its past is like a tree without roots. And for us, I want to always remain rooted and grounded and connected to our traditional culture. So that's why the work of BRATA production remains so urgent. And as we work, you know, we make it look effortless. It's like the swan that is looking so graceful on the water, but beneath we're paddling furiously to stay alive. Culture, traditional culture, is paddling furiously to stay alive. So we're thankful for the support of partners like our city council, council members, and the borough president for their steadfast support in supporting organizations like BRATA in a meaningful way. Thank you very much.
All right. Next, I have the honor of acknowledging some young brothers who have done some great work in our city. And they mighty sharp every time I see them too. They got like this dress club thing going as well. But they truly are a great organization and an example of what young black men in our communities are representative of. It's not with the depictions. It's not the depictions of what we see on the news every day. These young brothers decided to get together and do something for their community and beyond. And it now gives me great honor to bring up the Haitian American Caucus. Come on up. Sapase and sisters. The distinguished Caribbean American organizations being honored during this celebration include the Haitian American Caucus, a global community development nonprofit whose mission is to provide Haitian communities worldwide with access to information and resources that foster self-development and success. And whereas the Haitian American Caucus Incorporated was founded in 2009, I remember when they were founded, by Samuel Darwin, Samuel Pierre, he's not here tonight, but if you're watching, hello, my brother, and Jeff Lindor, out of the belief that a healthy community consists of individuals who believe in educating and empowering themselves so they can make positive contributions to society. And whereas Queens is most grateful for the significant positive impact the Haitian American Caucus has had on our borough, and whereas on behalf of all 2.4 million Queens residents, we celebrate that on this evening. I truly want to thank you for being a voice for the Haitian community. We know Haiti has gone through a lot for many years, for decades. And, you know, we often say freedom is not free. They paid such an ultimate sacrifice for our freedom, and we owe them a great debt of gratitude as being the first free nation who defeated the pirates. So it is a great honor to honor you on this evening in keeping up the tradition of keeping the Haitian community strong and informed, and we must make sure that our communities are informed, and that starts with making sure that we have representation for us and by us, and on this evening it's a great honor to celebrate you.
Good evening. My name is Samuel Darwin. It is such a privilege and an honor to be here with you guys this evening. As a first-generation Haitian American who came to the United States at the tender age of 3, not understanding the opportunities that America would have afforded me. And to see that 30 plus years after, finding myself once again on the US-Mexico border, once again helping my fellow brethren achieve the American dream just a few months ago, and to see those very same kids that are leaving persecution and turmoil in terms of for a better life in America starting school really, really brings joy to my heart. As a graduate of Hillcrest High School right here in Queens, I would have never thought a few years after graduating from Stony Brook, I would find myself spending over 10 years in my beloved homeland of Haiti, giving back to the very same folks that I love and care so much about. Borough President Donovan, thank you so much for this honor. And I also must thank Tiffany. Thank you so much. Mona Lisa, you already know what time it is. Once again, thank you guys, and God bless you guys, and God bless Haiti. Thank you.
Well, I went to Jamaica High School, but I got whooped a lot for my behavior in that school, so I got shipped out of there quick. But I still think Jamaica's better than Hillcrest, but that's just my opinion. I'm not trying to start nothing tonight, but I'm just saying. First lady graduated from Hillcrest High School, by the way. So Jamaica High School at least taught you to be smart and marrying the right person. It gives me great honor now to introduce someone who understands that faith without works is dead, and go back a long, long time with Bishop Blackwood. Come on up. I go so far back with him that I went to school with his daughter, PS 136. What were we in? First, we did, I can't remember, 5th grade? I can't remember which, we old now. We can't keep up with which class we were in. But I had hair, I could tell you that much. It is great to honor you tonight, Bishop Blackwood, who represents and presides over the prelate of the New Jerusalem Churches of God in Christ Jesus Apostolic Church. And whereas, as a true man of faith, Bishop Blackwood is devoted to service and is dedicated and committed to being a caring and compassionate leader of his flock. And whereas Queens is most grateful for the significant impact Bishop Altamont George Blackwood has had on our borough. Let me just say this about him. As we talk about health and wellness, as we talk about giving back to our communities, you can see this church in action each and every day. It's always an honor to show up every summer as he hosts a big event focusing on health and wellness, because we know how that impacts our communities. And without health and wellness, we have nothing. So it is truly an honor to give you a proclamation, long overdue, by the way, for the work that you've done to better our community, the Springfield Gardens community, Southeast Queens community as a whole. And on behalf of all 2.4 million residents of this borough, we want to thank you and the First Lady, because we know it has not been easy coming through this pandemic. But surprisingly, even through the pandemic, this church expanded, actually. And it shows the commitment and their commitment to our community. And I know you will only continue to be a blessing in our community. I know you will continue to serve, because that's what's in your heart. He's a true servant of God, doesn't talk about it. He understands that church doesn't end on Sunday. That church is Monday through Sunday, and we want to thank you for your commitment to our community. And I'll ask the First Lady to come up as well. And I want to thank my Aunt Ingrid. I don't know if she's still here. Oh yeah, no, she got up, because she used to bring us to his church when we were like 9 and hit us over the head because we'd be acting up in the back of the church. But prayer works, indeed, and that's why I'm here. With that being said, it's an honor to present you both with this proclamation of appreciation.
Good evening, everyone. It's customary for me to say, praise the Lord, everybody. But I'm overwhelmed this afternoon, thanking our bar president, Donovan Richards, for thinking of me on this great occasion. I feel like I am in history, being among the first Caribbean Heritage Celebration. I want to thank you very much, sir. It's always in my heart to serve God's people, not just in the United States, but even migrating from the island of Jamaica. I serve on an organization called Hands Across Jamaica, wherein we make every effort trying to get all Jamaicans to understand the anthem, the pledge, and the motto of Jamaica. It was many years that I have served with some of the most prestigious people there, the late Governor Howard Cook, Bishop of the church in Windward Road, amen, and Mrs. Yvonne Cook, who have really made effort to go out for all of the people for Jamaica. Here in the United States, and it's my desire to continue the service here. Been here over 50 years now, and we make every effort to help in every way that we can. So I'm overwhelmed tonight. I like to keep a low profile, but for some reason, the bar president have considered me, and I don't take it lightly. I give thanks to the Lord for this occasion. God bless you. Thank you.
As we talk about culture and arts again, culture and arts play such an important role in the economy of Queens. And just as Brada mentioned, you know, Caribbean has influenced so much of the music that we see each and every day. And today, it is an honor to now bring up Alton Amable, the founder and president of Tropical Fete, which uses culture as a tool for social transformation by educating the community about the Caribbean and its people. All right, come on up. Tropical Fete publishes important information about arts and culture and highlights the major impact the arts has on education and the economy, and it's one of the reasons in my first 19 months we've poured over $20 million into cultural institutions across the entire borough to expand, and we look forward to the continued work to make sure that the stories of the Caribbean, of our ancestors, are told in many of these institutions. So I want to thank you, because you've been around for a very long time doing this work to make sure that we're educating our everyday residents here across the borough about events, but more than that, telling the stories of the folks in our communities that sometimes the media leaves out of the story. So it is really a great evening to be here today to celebrate you. And on behalf of all 2.4 million residents and counting in this borough, we want to thank you for your contributions to the social consciousness of our borough. God bless you.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank the Borough President for this honor. It means a lot to me, not just to me, but to the team of Tropical Fete. Rihanna,
Rahana always asks me, we got to do something in Queens, and I'm just happy to be in Queens. I'm a resident of Queens. When I first came into this country, I used to live in Flushing, which is mainly an Asian population. I felt so out of place when I came here. My skin was crawling where every Friday night I used to travel to Brooklyn to go by Hawks, listen to Penn, and it's good to see that this cultural institution and the borough president is actually bringing Caribbean culture here. This is one of the things about Tropical Fete. We want to break down barriers, we want to open new doors, we want to let everybody know we are here and not take it for ourselves, but also pass it on to our generation. We have an exciting team in the back that's going to close off the show for you guys. We're going to have a party, and my thing is investing in the youth and just supporting the community. Thank you.
All righty. Now we're bringing it back to Trinidad and Tobago. And it is great to now call up Rahana Rampasad, a native of Trinidad and Tobago and co-founder of We Rule, a New York-based technology firm that mentors and empowers women and young adults to help them grow their ventures. And whereas Rahana Rampasad is also a senior leader at Mentari, a global organization working to combat human trafficking, and serves the community through her deep commitment to fostering a world free from gender-based discrimination and violence. And on this day, it is so great to honor you for all of your contributions to our borough and the important work you're doing around human trafficking. You know, he just mentioned he was in Flushing, and we've seen, especially during this pandemic, a lot of these issues exacerbated. So it's great to have somebody here in this borough, and especially a community-based organization planted here in this borough who's doing this important work, because we often say that law enforcement is one part of the solution, but it's really, the solutions are rooted in the communities. And not only that, more importantly, communities are going to trust people who look like them, who sound like them, who walk the walk like them. And the work that you do each and every day to bring these communities in that often feel underrepresented, underserved is so critical. And then I just want to touch on tech, because often you will see our communities are not necessarily in the room when it comes to tech. And I want to thank our Deputy Borough President, who's doing some important work. We're going to be announcing some initiatives around tech with really a big focus on ensuring that Black and brown communities have access to these opportunities as they arise. So I look forward to working with you, and I know you're working very closely with us on that. And I just want to thank you. And of course, I have to thank your hubby, who serves as the Commissioner of City, my appointee to the Department of City Planning, to the City Planning Commission, who's helping us to shape this city and this borough responsibly. So it is great, great, great to have you here to honor you on this day. Congratulations, Rahana.
Nervous. Anyway, thank you very much, Board President. I really appreciate this, and I will continue to do my work. I'm not really a public speaker. This is tech people. We stay in the back and we do everything. So I just want to say thank you very much, and I will continue to do work in human trafficking, and I'm very passionate about it. It's something that I've been a part of for a long time, and I will continue to do my work in that. And I just want to say thank you, and happy independence to Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you very much.
She does the work. Now it gives me great honor to bring up the Door Restaurant. Where's Chris? Is Chris? Is Chris here? Or who's representing the Door? Anybody here? But they make some good food. He didn't make it, but that's all right. He's making sure his restaurant is taken care of. But let's give them a round of applause for being, although he could not make it, really great partners in ensuring that our community could be fed during this pandemic, the door played a key role in ensuring that we could deal with many of the food insecurity issues that we encountered. Is Sydney Mahadio in the house? All righty, I didn't see Sydney. All right. So we'll move on to the next honoree. And it gives me great honor, especially on a day like this, to bring up Yoselin Genio Estrella. Yoselin, where did you go? Oh, come on up. Yoselin is a dynamic and spirited change maker who for the past 19 years has been a champion for vulnerable Queens families and communities, and I've seen that firsthand when we went through Hurricane Ida just a few months ago, how there are those who talk about it, but then there are those who are on the ground. And Yoselin helped people rebuild their lives after the last storm. Let's give her a round of applause. Was on the ground every day. Is a soldier. Don't be confused. She has her heels on today, but she took those heels off. She put on her boots to ensure that those who are least amongst us could rebuild their lives after that storm. But even after that and prior to that, and still to this day, she is the executive director of Housing Services of Queens, Neighborhood Housing Services Queens, a HUD housing counseling organization that promotes affordable housing and community development and preserves affordable home ownership, something very important to our communities as we continue to build generational wealth. And we know that we see a decline in these opportunities as we look at the next generation, how home ownership is especially becoming out of reach for young people, for communities of color. So this is the work she does each and every day to make sure we can keep our seniors in the home. I've even seen her out there rebuilding homes, and we want to thank you for the work that you've done in this community and just being a real partner in every step of the way whenever we encounter a disaster or not in this borough. So it gives me great honor because we have been friends for a very long time, probably close to 20 years. I want to say we've known each other going back to our days in the city council. And it gives me a great distinct honor to now congratulate you with a proclamation on behalf of all 2.4 million of us. Congratulations, Justin.
Buenas noches, good evening. For me, this is a great honor. Thank you so much, not only for receiving this award on a great occasion where Caribbean diaspora is here and is united and is celebrated in the most diverse borough in the world, in Queens. So for me, it's a great pleasure. But also it's a great pleasure for receiving from someone who truly embodies the values of Queens, that embodies the values of us from the Caribbean. We are resilient people. We are proud people. We are diverse people. And most importantly, we are a people of God, that we believe that when storms hit, we don't wait for where somebody's going to help us out. We go out and we help each other. We help each other out. We help our neighbors to all live our lives and all live our communities. So I'm very proud to be working in a community, in a village that celebrate diversity, that celebrate us. And yes, we may go through things in life and challenges, but we go through this together. So thank you, and thank you, Borough President, for keeping us grounded, for keeping us with faith and with hoping that the future will be better. So thank you.
All righty. Now it brings me a great honor to bring up Anoop Donpat, a successful musician from Trinidad and Tobago. Are you going to perform? Well, we're gonna make you perform or something. Anoop Danpat has a deep commitment to giving back to his fellow residents, which he shows through his service as president of Trinidadians and Tobagonians USA owner, leader of Samsara Sangeet Orchestra, the president of New York Mastana, and what I'm most proud of about him, a member of Queens Community Board 10. Give it up for the community boards. I don't know if they're in the house, but we oversee like all 700 of them, oversee over more than 700 of them. Queens is most grateful for your significant positive impact, and this is a man who has never asked for an award, really just goes out there and does the work. If you look next to his name, you'll see the word selfless if you looked in the dictionary. Somebody who's given a lot to make sure that this community could have representation. Somebody who doesn't, once again, look for accolades. And that's why we wanted to celebrate you on this evening. So congratulations. And next time we're going to make sure, that you perform, because we can't just have you sitting on a community board anymore. But great to have you, and congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. I am indeed honored this afternoon to be amongst prominent community leaders. Firstly, I would like to thank our borough president and Tiffany and the committee for getting the Caribbean talents, Caribbean leaders together. We have all contributed in our simple and little way to make this community what it is today. Our children are going to some of the elite schools because of the hard work of each and every one of us. So, Borough President, to you and your staff, I would like to say thank you for putting this program together, and I pray that one day that we will have a Caribbean unity. As we have a United Nations, we could have a group where Caribbean leaders could meet and continue this great job. Thank you, Borough President.
Now I'm going to ask Capricare to come up. Is he here? I didn't think oh yeah, there you go. All righty. If you don't know what Capricare is, you're going to hear about all the work that they've done, especially after the devastation we saw in Haiti. And this was an organization that was on the ground. And I got to see the videos of the great work that they were doing. So it gives me great honor, and we should give it up for them. You don't know the work that they did to rebuild, and still rebuilding Haiti after the earthquakes, after the storms. Capricare is a Haitian-American-led organization empowering Haitians to deliver preventative health care, mental health support, professional development, and emergency relief to rural communities in Haiti. And whereas Capricare greatly helps communities in rural Haiti address the wide social and environmental needs that arise from the difficulty that Haitians encounter in their daily living conditions in Haiti. Whereas Queens is most grateful for the significant impact that Capricare has had in Haiti, and once again, I really want to give hats off to you, because it's easy to just send money, but this was an organization that traveled, that made sure that we can get goods into the hands of the people of Haiti during the disaster. Often we have these larger organizations, I won't say any names, who receive all of this money and we say, where did it go? Is it reaching the people? But this was an organization that was on the ground ensuring that the Haitian people had what they need and that they can continue to rebuild. And one thing I want to say is the Haitians' people resilience speaks for itself. You know, after every time they're knocked down, they get back up. And it's partly because we have